Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, man. Welcome to Beyond Classic Rock. Today, got a full album reaction coming your way, man. And it contains the music of a band called The Shins. The album is called Oh Inverted World, man. And so what we'll do with this album reaction is we'll break it in two parts, maybe three, depending. We'll see if it makes it onto YouTube or not. And then after, I'll have to try and maybe chop it down some more. But anyway, before I pop this off, I just want to give a shout and a thanks to April Garris. Thanks very much for the recommendation, April. I appreciate it, man. The Shins, I don't believe I've ever heard of them, and so it'll be quite interesting. Well, that's what this platform is all for, man. Checking out some things that we know and things that we don't know. Variety is the spice of life, I say. So, man, let's hit this up. So we'll call this video 1, part 1. The Shins, Oh Inverted World. Let's get it.
I think I'll go home and mull this over for a crown it down my throat. At long last it's crashed, its colossal mass is broken up into bits in my world. Break the mattress off the floor, pop the cramps off of the
He's going through some post-relationship angst.
Beyond
This is simply a song about two kids just going exploring. I really like the bass guitar in this song. Drums are good too, but the bass makes this song. Can actually visualize two young kids just going through their day, just going exploring, digging things up, getting into mischief.
Several days a month he made the mile to my house, and Harry knew he strode with you. Far below, a furry moon, our purposes crossed the weary line between our kinds. The summer leaves are living trees to flood as we pass so long ago, but a short time I know. Pleases me.
You know who I'm thinking of singing this? Doesn't he sound like is it Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys? Is he the one that sings high? This could be a Beach Boys song, couldn't it? It's not fast though. That was nice. They're short though.
Shut out, pimpled and angry. I quietly tied on my guts, it in knots. I gave up, I'm trying to make 'em. I figured it'd take 'em too long to look up and decide.
is the same singer. For a while there, I was trying to.
I left all my friends at the morning bus stop, shaking their heads. What kind of life you dream of? You're allergic to love. Yes, I know, but I must say in my own defense, it's been undeniably dear to me. I don't know why. When every other part of life seemed locked behind shutters, I knew the world was dressed. We are the selfless love is saints. We are the men decided types. We've always been.
I was trying to get an association to the title of the song, Know Your Onion, and what that means.
For me, all my senses warn me your clever eyes could easily disguise some backwards purpose. It's enough to make me nervous. Feel oversized, a spit in my eye. But your lips when we speak on the valleys and peaks of a mountain range on fire. So let me walk these coasts. Do you believe I can come? The mustard will enough. 'Cause you know as soon as baby screen lines, unknown quotients, you must be using potions. How else could you tie my head to the sky? This new confection has left me wondering why I can't concern myself with ordinary trial. Like what's this morning's paper got to say? And which brand of coffee to make? This is no umbrella to take into the wind. But before we begin, is there nothing to kill this anxiety? But your lips when we speak on the valleys and peaks of a mountain
still use the organ.
range on fire. So
There's still a
let me
place for
walk
organ in
these
music
coasts.
these days,
Do you
yeah.
believe I can cut the mustard well enough? 'Cause you know as soon as baby scrutinize the paint away, this paper got turned of coffee to each brand of coffee.
Girl informed me. I think that was dealing with trying to get back in favor of someone that you were dating. I didn't catch it all.
Gold teeth and a curse for this town are all in my mouth. Only I don't know how they got out. You turned me back into the bed I was when we met. I was happier then with no mindset. And if you turn to me like a girl takes to the wind, I'd jump from my trees and die and dance like a king in the ice. So the rest of our lives were fed well. New slang when you notice the stripes, the dirt in your fries. Hope it's right when you die, old and bony. Dawn breaks like a bolt through the hall. Never should have called, but my head's to the wall and I'm lonely.
This is oh, if only song.
Godspeed, all the bakers are done. May they all cut their thumbs and bleed into their buns till they melt away. I'm looking in on the good life I might do never to find. Without a trust, the flaming fields am I too dumb to refine. And if you turn to me like I'd dance like a queen of the ice, and the rest of our lives were fed well.
All right, man. So that is what the Shins sound like. Good singer. The lead singer could do a lot with his vocal delivery. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking along the way, well, he had a sound there in the one song where in my mind he was sounding like, it's Brian Wilson, isn't it? From the Beach Boys? With the kind of higher voice. I could have sworn if I'd closed my eyes, I would have thought it was the Beach Boys. But yeah, this guy, the lead singer, he reminds me of something of an Alan Parsons. The way he sings, the way he expresses himself. And it's the same formula that Alan Parsons uses to convey a certain thought or what have you. So he's got the same manner of expressing himself in song. And again, too, comparing him to Alan Parsons, he's got excellent clarity and he doesn't have to go in very, very high directions. The rest is done with the music. So this guy could have something. What would you describe Alan Parsons as? Kind of like a touch of psychedelic with a little progressive in that tonal rock sense. I'm sure that these guys have a really strong following and they're successful in their own right, but I can't help but think and feel that this guy at the helm of something like a psychedelic platform would really, really do well, if not better. You know, what do you think of that? That's what I'm thinking. Overall, the band is really good sounding band. The second song had some really, really excellent bass grooves in it. The bass stole it for me with that second song. So overall, pretty good, man. The Shins, never heard of these guys, man. I don't know if they're American or where they're from. But yeah, good sound so far. So what I'm going to do here, this is the end of side one, part one. And then when we come back, we'll hit up part two and then probably attach the review to the back end and see how that works. All right, see you in part two. Okay, y'all, here we are, man. We're back again. We are doing the Shins album, O Inverted World, and this is part two. Part one was very good, really good signature sound of these guys. Really love the lead singer and his voice and his vocal delivery, how he sings. So let's hit up part two, man. Part two of the Shins, O Inverted World. Let's get it.
Eyes have no reason to fall. You let the chemicals dance on your head. You stole the keys to this ride, and the rainbows are falling tonight. Because of your struggle to make up, the taste for your pastime is fading. Remember the girls in the middle are always the first to fall off. You've learned to live like a mouse, searching the cracks in the walls to remember all of the dregs in the crowd. You barely recall.
Oh wow, that was fast, man. That song couldn't have been more than 2 minutes long. How's it so low? Is he not sure about getting into the relationship with this girl? He perceives her as not being very reliable? Is that what I'm getting? Your algebra. It's a metaphorical example of someone's life and how we complicate it. Or is it just how life can be complicated by outside influence? Some of these songs are short as hell on this album, man.
Dirted on my seeds, planted in rows. The untied shoelaces of your life, measured all year, and pressed in a book of straight and Betsy's at the table. Problems arise, and you fan the fire. While there's a wild pack of dogs is in your house tonight, you come back across the sword like saw. Added up in vain because people never change. They just talk and make plans in the dark. Make haste with ideas they can't help but creep good people out. As you talk to me, too much you're assuming. We don't always want what's right. Did I strike the right setting chords? You're annoyed. The goal is to ignite it and move on. You feel new at ease. You got no squeeze. The wise cracks don't make you more stable. You blurred your lines to scale into time. Blind the side behind you that won't be unstable. Blood from that claw, sort of like saw. We're ordinary people, we can't help but to change as we walk and make plans in the dark. We make haste with a boy who can't help but creep good people out. As you talk to me, too much you're assuming. We don't always want what's right. To follow saplings in an open field, snow padding gently on an empty bench. Oh, when it's jewelry lying on a lawn, coalescing out in the light for the first time. I know when you hear these sappy lines, you'll roll your eyes and say, "Let's try."
He's trying to impart wisdom on someone and they're just not having it.
As someone sets light to the first fire of autumn, we settle down to cut ourselves apart. Cough and twitch from the news on your face, and some foreign candle burning in your eye. your house and summertime. Blind to the last curse of the fair, pistols and countless eyes. Trail of white blood betrays the reckless route your craft is running. Feet to the sun turns into wood, dousing an ancient torch. Loiter the whole day through and lose yourself in lines dissecting love. Your name on my cast and my notes on your stay offer me little, but doting on a crime. We've turned every stone, and for all our invention in matters of love lost, we've no recourse at all. Blind to the last curse of the fair, pistols and countless eyes. Trail of white blood betrays the reckless route your craft is running. Feet to the sun turns into wood, dousing an ancient torch. Loiter the whole day through and lose yourself in lines dissecting. 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 Lose
What's he losing himself in? Is he losing himself in a relationship? Meaning that he surrenders, he's now ready to embrace it? Or is it just the inevitable of life that he's finally just going with it and accepting life? I'm not catching it all. All right. So, y'all, that concludes a look at the Shins, O Inverted World. They're a good band. What I like the most about this band is their lead singer. I don't know if he also writes the material, but he's definitely very talented, very gifted. And again, I'm drawing comparisons either in an outfit where he's more hitting up a psychedelic progressive thing. I think he would be really awesome in that environment, or as a solo folk type singer, kind of like a James Taylor type, you know what I'm saying? But here he's really, really good. I think that he would be much better suited on a different type of musical platform. I think that he would really shoot up more. This overall, the Shins is good. I like the lead singer the most, but they are really, really very, very well tuned together in how they try to get you to it's like they get you to travel a little bit in your mind. You're visualizing the picture of things, and his vocal delivery is allowing you to do that. It gets your mind drifting and it gets your mind thinking. It takes a little bit more for me to pay more attention to get the meaning of what they're trying to convey. I found myself struggling a little bit with the lyrics and what they mean, and trying to get the picture of what it is that they're trying to say. But overall, good musicians and an excellent lead singer. So let's do this. Let's do a little background on these guys, man, and then we'll see what kind of album information we've got, song details. So the Shins. The Shins are an American indie rock band formed in Albuquerque, New Mexico in '96. Its current lineup is James Mercer, vocals, guitar, bass, keyboards, songwriter. Okay, so yeah, the singer is also the songwriter, James Mercer. John Sortland, drums, Mark Wadros, guitar and keyboards, Casey Forbear, guitar, Yuki Matthews, bass and keyboards, and Patty King, keyboards. They're based in Portland, Oregon. The band was formed by Mercer as a side project to Flake Music, who were active from '92 to '99. Flake Music released 2 7-inch singles and a full-length album, When You Land Here, It's Time to Return, on Omnibus Records, and were touring with Modest Mouse when they were signed to Sub Pop Records. The band's first 2 records, O Inverted World in 2001 and Shoots Too Narrow in 2003, performed well commercially and received critical acclaim. The single, New Slang, brought the band mainstream attention when it was featured in the 2004 film Garden State. Never heard of that film. Consequently, the band's third album, Wincing the Night Away in 2007, was a major success for the group, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and earning a Grammy Award nomination. Wow. Following this, the Shins signed to Columbia Records, and Mercer parted ways with the entire original lineup, deeming it an aesthetic decision. Following a near 5-year hiatus, Port of Morrow, the band's 4th studio album, was released in 2012, Port of Morrow. Their 5th album, Heartworms, was released in March of 2017. That's really interesting. Mercer parted ways with the entire original lineup, deeming it an aesthetic decision. Hey man, what was I saying? Maybe in his mind he said to himself that he would probably be more suited for something like what I was saying, kind of like an Alan Parsons Project. If it's another band, or if it's a solo works, he would be something like a James Taylor. Yo man, I bet you if you were to interview this guy, Mercer, he would probably say something like that. I bet you. That's what I was getting throughout the whole album, man. Alright. O Inverted World. O Inverted World is the debut studio album by American indie rock band The Shins, released on June 19, 2001 to critical acclaim. Omnibus Records put out an initial run of vinyl distribution by Darla. Sub Pop Records reprinted the vinyl, but the Sub Pop logo only appears on later pressings. The album contains the songs Caring is Creepy and New Slang, both of which appeared in the 2004 film Garden State. Reception. O Inverted World placed at number 35 on the Paz and Jock Critics poll for Best Album of 2001. Online music magazine Pitchfork placed O Inverted World at number 115 on their list of the top 200 albums of the 2000s. Legacy. O Inverted World was also the name of a web series created by Terence Creed. Released in November 2010, it was largely inspired by the Shins music as well as other indie artists such as Arcade Fire and the Decemberites. The 13-part sci-fi web series was the story of 4 20-somethings returning home from college to find that the moon is falling into the earth. The web series was called by the New York Times a mumblecore night of the living dead. 20th anniversary reissue. In April of 2021, a 20th anniversary reissue of O Inverted World was announced for release on June the 11th, 2021. The reissue was remastered by Bob Ludwig, with Mercer serving as an assistant, and features new artwork, booklet, and packaging. Okay, man. And that is what we've got for the Shins and their album, O Inverted World. Good sounding band. Their signature sound is good, mainly in part of the presence of the lead singer. He is definitely the standout of this particular band. Really, really good, good sounding band, and a great lead singer. So, man, before I bounce, let me just see what I got coming up on the platform. Yeah, I got reactions I got to get to. I got a couple of new patrons, and Jeff CSN, Alan, Jeffrey, got reactions I got to take care of for you folks. I should knock those out by the time we hit up the middle of next week. Just looking at my schedule to see how things are going. Yeah, with this platform, I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing, being introduced to something new like this. It's always a great bag to open up a present and discover something new. That's what it's like with this platform. So I appreciate you guys sending me introductions to new bands like this, to new acts. It's really, really cool like that. If I was to focus on one particular act, giving them the Led Zeppelin treatment, we wouldn't be getting so much exposure to new and different things. So the mixed variety is excellent. Keep it coming. All right, man. So that is it, y'all. I'm going to bounce. April, thank you very much for introducing me to the Shins. They're a great sounding band. I'm always open-minded to checking out new things. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Take care. I'll see you next time. Peace.